This is a great after timeout set from Louisville. It's going to be a stagger twirl flip action with a step up screen. But then at the nail, we have a rip screen into a screen the screener action. So let's break down this after timeout set. So to start this action right here, we're going to have a stagger twirl entry, which means the offensive player that starts in the corner is going to curl the first screen. Then the first screener is going to curl the second screener right here. So you're going to see Raiden Smith go to the restricted circle right there. He started in the corner. Now it's going to be a flip back right here to the point guard. Now after that flip back, you're going to see a step up screen right here. Now who curled that first screen is going to set a rip screen at the nail. Now after he sets the rip screen, he's going to receive a down screen right here. So after the step up screen, you have a screen the screener action. Now why this is open right here is after this flip back, we have that great rip screen right here, and he does a great job of screening. And then opposite, we have a shooter right here, so you have to stay attached to a shooter. So that's why this rip screen is wide open right here. A lot of actions on this set to get a wide open lob for Louisville. This is a great opening set for Xavier. It's going to start with a chin action. Then it's going to flow into their flex offense right here. Now, from that flex offense, it's going to be a reject flex screen into a stagger down, which is an option out of their flex offense, and it gets a shooter coming off 2 down screens. So right here, when they swing the ball to the right slot right here, so left slot, right slot pass, followed by a back screen right here, that's chin action, this 3-man action right here, chin action. Now you can see the point guard right here. He's going to cut opposite to set that first flex screen right here. So we have the flex screen. Now it's going to be followed by a down screen right here. So screen the screener action right here. Now off of that, we have the opposite side flex action right here. Now in that left corner, you're going to see the offense player start to come off the flex screen. Then he's going to reject it. Off this reject, it's going to be 2 stagger down screens right here, because you have this option right here, because off the flex cut, it would be a stagger down anyways, or a veer down screen to complete the screen the screener action. So if you reject it, it turns into 2 stagger screens right here. To attack a team that is playing aggressive ball screen coverage at the level, one of the strategies is to go empty side, lift the weak side like Omaha does here, and that clears out to allow the roll to be open. So here's another example of that same setup. So it's going to be an empty side at the right wing. So there's no shake up right here. Now what Omaha is going to do is they're going to lift these 3 offensive players outside of the 3-point line. Now, since they're outside of the 3-point line, they're going to set this slot ball screen right here. Now, number 10, the 4-man for Omaha, is going to roll on the empty side. You can see St. John's has 2 defenders on the ball. Now, with that empty side roll, they can hit right away over top. With that pocket pass, he's able to catch, and now he's attacking downhill versus the low defender and the rotating defense. And you saw it very similar on that first clip right here, is when they lift the weak side, you have the 14 empty roll. Now you can see the low defenders pulled over too much to a shooter right here opposite, and this time it's a wide open dunk. In their first round victory, St. Mary's used a twist action to attack Vanderbilt's defense. So a twist action is going to be a step up screen, and then it's followed by another step up screen. So they ran a different variation of this throughout the game. So we see this first step up screen right here. Now it's going to be an empty side right here on that right wing. So they've cleared out that side. On the previous clip, you saw both corners were filled. Now we see this next screen right here at the slot. So it's a follow ball screen. So that's the twist action right there. Now you can see they're going to try to roll here. We have a seal here. Late roll, great pocket bounce pass. Euro step to finish. It's going to be another twist action right here. And you can see they clear out that right corner into an empty side. The follow ball screen. Now they're going to go to the dunker spot right here. With the roll, there's 2 on the ball right here for Vanderbilt. Great pass over top. Now he's going to seal right here at that dunker spot. So now once the roller catches it, he can play out of the post. Great pass for another finish. twist action again. You see that high step-up screen. Now this time you can see they're at the level Vanderbilt is. Now we have this follow ball screen coming right here to set the screen at the slot. But the guard right here is just going to keep going because the screener's defender right here is recovering back. And it's an empty side again, so he's able to turn the corner, get downhill to finish. This is a great set play from Arkansas. It's going to start with a stagger away action. Once the offensive player Boogie Flan goes over the stagger, he's going to receive the ball. Then we have a 5 shuffle screen with the pop option. So what I mean by that is John L. Davis right here is going to set a shuffle screen. So watch number 1 right here. He's going to set a 5 shuffle screen for the 5-man. Jonas Adu, he's going to come off this shuffle screen. Now there's 2 defenders on the shuffle cut right here that go at Jonas Adu, which means Nelly Davis right here is going to be open on that pop 3 from the shuffle screen. Same action again. We're going to see the staggers over, stagger away right here. 2 consecutive screens off the ball. The offense player is going over top to receive the ball at the slot right here. Now we're going to see that same shuffle screen right here from Nelly Davis. Now you can see they show for a second right here on the shuffle screen. Watch Kansas's coverage. They show. Now he's got to get right back to Davis right here. That means they're going to feed the post because he has inside position right here. He's able to catch, and he's got a great little lefty hook right there. We are back with UConn's famous skip action. So it's going to start in a horns twist action, which is 2 ball screens followed by each other. But before we get to that second ball screen, they're going to skip it to the left break. And then we have the baseline runner action for solo ball into a dribble handoff into a mid-range pull-up. So let's break down their skip action. So it's going to start in a horns formation, horns V right here. So we have the first step-up ball screen. Then it's going to be followed by another ball screen. That's the twist action, 1 ball screen followed by the next ball screen. But before the ball handler comes off the middle ball screen, he's going to skip it back to this left break right here. So we have the skip pass. Now solo ball right here in the right corner. They run a lot of baseline runner actions for him. So we're going to see that baseline runner screen. But instead of the baseline runner action where there's 2 screens right here, he's going to fly off the first screen. Then he's going to receive a DHO right here. He can turn the corner, get into the mid-range into his pull-up jump shot. This is a great set that Purdue ran in their first round victory. It's a horns twist action. So we have the first initial step-up screen. Then there's going to be a follow ball screen at the slot with a shake action, and Braden Smith hits the roller right here for a finish. Now where you see it here is they set these 2 screens with 2 bigs. So it's their 4 and 5 man right here. And then once it gets into this twist action right here, which is the first screen, the step up followed by the second screen, we have that shake up action right here. And he's reading the tag defender. The tag defender stays with a shooter right here. So the roller is going to be open. Now they ran a similar action in the second half, except they use a guard to set that first screen right here. Now here's the twist action. So horns twist right here. Now instead of a shakeup, it's going to be a roll and replace action. And Braden Smith can turn the corner, hit the pocket for a finish.